Right, now these ones definitely look a little bit more complicated, don't they? What's complicated about them? Well, if we were to try to colour them in the way that we see here, we would find it a little bit tricky. We could certainly colour in the parallel lines. What you'll note, what we've got, however, is other lines that are that well, we've got more than one line that's intersecting them in many cases. So why don't we start off, just to so we can see this clearly, by identifying the parallel lines. Oh, now this one is very interesting. We've got this is parallel with this, and I'm gonna have to use a different color, aren't I? So I won't color in anything apart from parallel lines now. And we can see how we've got a single arrow here and a single arrow here. These ones, this one here, I can't get this right, has got two arrows, and that's parallel with this one. So that one also has two arrows on it, two arrowheads. And then this one here is parallel with the one underneath. So that was going to be an interesting problem. What do we have next? We've got this one here. It's got one set of parallel lines. And the last one has got two sets of parallel lines. Okay, I'm going to just pause to highlight that. So yeah, we've got one set of parallel lines there, one set of parallel lines there. Now, one of the things it's not done, I've noticed, but they often do this, is put an isosceles triangle in there somewhere. So we haven't got it in any of these questions, but you may get it in another question. Let's imagine we had. Okay, I will just give that a border, and let's colour it in properly. Let's imagine we had this isosceles triangle. What that means is, or what is an isosceles triangle? It's a triangle that has two identical sides. In other words, the sides are the same length. And when we have these two sides are identical, then these two angles are identical. Okay. So what you need to do is to notice, well, to ask, are there any isosceles triangle on here? I'm pretty sure there aren't. So yeah, but you could get that on another question. It's quite a common little trick. Let's have a look at these then. So we've got they're trying to catch you out here because you might think this is co-interior with X, but it's not, because these two lines that aren't highlighted, they're not parallel. If they were parallel, then yes, we'd say that they're co-interior. What we can say is that Y is alternate with the 67 degrees because the two red lines, no, not alternate, sorry, they are corresponding to the two, to the other one. Again, I didn't remind you there, but remember always to pause it if you want to give it a go during my explanations. And now we're gradually explaining it, and what you can do is, my next bit of explanation might help. You can pause it again and see if you can have a go. But Y is 67 degrees, and now maybe you can have a think about what X what X would be. Incidentally, another little trick you might think is that, oh, isn't Y 77? But again, we're falling for the trick where these two black lines, they're not the parallel lines, so it won't work. We could say that's also going to be Y because they are, no, not Y, sorry. That's going to be hang on a second. Oh yeah, so yeah, that value there is going to be 180 minus 67, but that's not going to help us much. What we need to do is basically look at the bottom line separately to the top line. So now we've got the top line, we can say that is corresponding to X, And so x and 77 have to be equal to 180 degrees. So that's got to be 103 degrees. I may not have time to do all these questions, but let's have a look at the next one. Again, pause it if you want to give it a go yourself. So let's see, we've got these two parallel. So that means that x can also be over here because they're alternate angles. Therefore, x is 180 minus 130, so 50 degrees. We can also say that the other side of this angle here is it's on a straight line, so 180 minus 114, that's going to be 66 degrees. It's not one on here, but now what we have is a triangle. So we've got angles in a triangle must add up to 180. So, and we know what x is. So basically we know that 50 plus 66, so 50 degrees plus 66 degrees plus y degrees must equal to 180 degrees. So rearranging that, we can say that y must be equal to 180 degrees minus 50 degrees minus 66 degrees. So feel free to do that on a calculator, or if you want to do it in your head, you can give it a go. Okay, so you should have got 64 degrees. So I won't have time to do the 3 questions, unfortunately, but or the 2 questions, but that's a fair amount. Hopefully you found it helpful.